Tyrone Bowman live. It's a very sad story I have to bring you all tonight. It's coming out of New York City. According to CBS News, the headline reads, a helicopter crash in the Hudson River kills all 6 people that were aboard. 6 people died when a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River Thursday afternoon. The incident happened at around 3:17 p.m. Thursday near the Holland Tunnel ventilation shaft in Jersey City, not far from the River Drive South and a Newport Parkway near the Water's Soul sculpture. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said, quote, 3 adults and 3 children were killed, including a family from Spain and the pilot. Their bodies have been recovered, Adams said. Our hearts go out to the family of those who were on board and all 6 who were on board of the helicopter, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said, quote, unquote. NYPD units from aviation, harbor, scuba, and patrol all responded. With our first units arriving at the site within minutes, our NYPD drivers entered the water along with rescue personnel from FDNY, Port Authority, and various New Jersey agencies. Quote unquote, New York NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said, NYPD divers pulled 4 people from the crash site, and FDNY drivers recovered an additional 2. Immediate life-saving measures were undertaken on the vessels on the scene, and as well as the adjoining pier. 4 victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 more were removed to local area hospitals, where sadly both succumbed to their injuries. Emergency responders were gathering on both sides of the river. On the Manhattan side, the NYPD was mobilizing on the West Side Highway and Spring Street. The helicopter involved was a Bell 206, according to the FAA. It was with the tour helicopter, New York Helicopters, Tisch said. It took off from Lower Manhattan at around 3 p.m. Mayor Adams said a source familiar with the investigation confirmed the helicopter was owned by a company called Meridian Helicopters out of Louisiana. After takeoff, the helicopter apparently flew over Governor Island and then near the Statue of Liberty before heading up the Hudson River along with Manhattan's west side before turning around just past the George Washington Bridge and flying back down along the Jersey side of the river before coming down near Jessica City. Quote, here you have visitors who were here just to see a picturesque and legendary skyline. And unfortunately, we lost 5 family members and a pilot to an incident, Adams said. Again, our hearts go out to the family members, Mayor Adams said again. Flight path records show at least the last week the helicopter has traveled to and from airports and helicopters in our area, with multiple flights per day. It often flies from one Manhattan helicopter to another, or from JFK to Newark, and from those airports to helicopters. The FAA and NTSB are investigating the crash. The Coast Guard has established a safety zone in the Hudson River, stopping vessel traffic a mile north and south of the river, which is impacting ferry service. The water was about 50 degrees at the time of the crash. The skies were overcast with visibility of about 10 miles and wind gusts of up to 21 miles per hour. Witnesses described the helicopter parts coming apart in midair before plummeting down into the river. Debris could be seen flying from the helicopter as it plunged into the river. Tisch said officials believe the helicopter hit the water inverted. It honestly, like an engine came out. I looked outside my window. I saw a few people running toward the water, and some people were acting pretty normal. So I was like, oh, it might not be anything. Then I started to hear all the sirens come outside, Jersey City residents, Gene Link said. I heard like such a loud sound, it felt like thunder. And because it was raining today, it was just like, oh, maybe. And then I saw like black particles flying. Again, I thought maybe it's just like dust or birds. And then we heard all the emergency vehicles and sirens go by. And I think that's when it was like, okay, what's happening? Jersey City resident Pistaya Benghari said. Video appeared to show flotation devices on the helicopter's landing gear in the river. The fuselage of the helicopter was not visible. The helicopter's tail was also not visible. Obviously, a catastrophic failure of the aircraft. That's very obvious. Booms and noises like the that incident, some of sort mechanical issue. CBS News New York Dan Rice said Rice, who reports from Chapter 4 frequently, flies in the same model helicopter. There's one video in particular where you see the main component of the helicopter, the fuselage, upside down. And what struck me, what scared me, is the main rotor system was gone. There's no main rotor on the helicopter, and the tail boom was also gone, and it's just a vessel at the point with no direction. Rice said the tail rotor is what keeps the helicopter from spinning out of control. I can't imagine what happened there that could have led to that. Well, wait for the investigation to give us those details. From what I've seen, separation of the blades is what caused this helicopter, or what caused this chopper, rather, to go down. What led to the separation is what we have to find out, Rice said. In 2019, a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River shortly after refueling. The pilot was the only person on board at the time and suffered minor injuries. And in 2016, a vintage plane went down during the celebration of the American Air Power Museum. The pilot was killed. The most well-known crash was the Miracle on the Hudson in January 2009, when a plane struck birds shortly after taking off from LaGuardia Airport. Captain Chesley Sullenberger managed to land the plane on the river, saving the lives of 155 passengers and crew members. I will keep you updated on this developing story. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.